TikTok audio. It's one of the most important parts of composing a TikTok, if not the most important part. It can make or break your video. If you want to go viral and break into the For You page and get hashtag trending, then you have to know how to use the sounds available on TikTok to your advantage. Hi Most Amazing fam, my name is Abby and I'm getting sucked into the world of TikTok. It's true. I would apologize, but psych, I have no shame. So when you are choosing the audio for your TikTok, you gotta find the right one to make yours a masterpiece. So fam, I thought I would go ahead and make things a bit easier for you and round up all the top 10 scary TikTok sounds to use for your TikToks. And yes, we have examples. Starting us off at number 10 is the dun duns. So I call this one the dun duns because when you hear it, you'll know. It goes like dun dun, dun dun dun, and then it's all creepy like pew 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 pew. It's probably a cello for the first few hits until there's a shift to minor keys while the other background spooky white noise is happening. The audio, it'll make more sense when you hear it, and yeah, I recommend this audio for a reveal like this guy in my example did. The way he used it was really funny until the very end, because that's when the more spooky side of his video came through. Basically, it starts with this guy giving like a cheeky smile and going into the dark, and then only his eyes and smile pop up in the dark with a creepy face, but then, very at the end, there's another creepy face, and woo, it's just a great second plot twist. Number 9, which is I See You. Now this one is a classic spooky one. Haunting whispers of I see you, and then bam, a bass drop, classic TikTok, and then creepy music that does wonders when paired with a bit of slow-mo and a creepy visual, if you can picture it. Now it almost sounds a little less like music and a bit more like an alarm is going off. Like, it's as if someone was saying, I see you, and immediately people were like, nope, no, sounding alarms, we are getting out. But then another person was like, nah, let's remix the alarms because we can be running for our lives but still look and sound really cool. Because it's like, you'll see. In the example, I chose one that seems, it's a little gimmicky because Bruce Gallagher starts off looking scared, then hits us with a spooky clown moment, but he finishes off strong. He looks like he's floating with 6 arms, and that's a lot of effort to put into a TikTok, so you gotta give the guy some props. And I'm also wondering how he did that effect with the like 3 arms, but while we think about that, let's move on to our next one. I see you. This is another good audio to use at number 8, and it's the Joker laugh. And like, come on. The Joker is an iconic character, right? He got his own movie and he's the villain in the story. And not even the main villain like Maleficent, but one of, many of the villains Batman faces. So obviously it's a good scary laugh and it's bound to throw your viewers off kilter if you use this audio. And an example, like this guy, he's just seemed freaked out from it. And if you want an example, this man threw on some horns, scary makeup, and a cool filter and then just had a laugh. And yeah, I know a lot of acting on TikTok isn't perfect, but come on, this guy, he hits every laugh perfectly. His shoulders were even shrugging in time with the breaths of the laugh. And don't tell me that isn't talent. That man obviously has a future in lip-syncing laughing. But okay, let's move on to number 7, Watching You. This audio has kind of bell chimes reminiscent of kind of like a wind-up ballerina music maker, which is kind of spooky on its own, but not too much. But then even before that part of the audio comes in, you have this creepy voice of a lady saying tick tock, and it's just like a clock. And yeah, it's not referring to the app, but the clock. But if you do choose this audio yourself, you could do something really meta with that part of the audio, because, TikTok on TikTok. Here's an example of this audio in use. This one was done by Sister Yell, and it rides the line of cute and creepy, and in the end I do think it's also like a little bit of funny. And I think, yeah, it's cutesy, but also just pause at any point in the video and the expressions of this girl are just on point. She's mugging for the camera, and yes, I'm here for it. A TikTok idea for y'all. In the audio, the haunting girly voice then goes on to sing song, I Can See You From Behind, and you could be like, girl, how do I look? If you were like seeing me from behind, like how are all the angles? The angles. So there you are, it's an idea. You can snowball onto it, take it, run with it. You're welcome. Yeah, at number 6, we have another one, Come Play With Me. Now this one, if used correctly, I think could be a real winner. It's a rework of some innocent sounding audio of some kid saying, will you come play with me? And yeah, it's all cute and sweet, but then they added on a bunch of echo and reverb, and it gets distorted, and it goes on and lowers pitch as if the person is some demon from below, and the last bit sounds like a creepy man saying, and ever. This guy, Enoch True, creepily lip-synced it and then added effects to match all the distortion in the sounds. He's all, will you come play with me? And then immediately you, watching the video, are like, no, there's way too much eye contact happening there. And yeah, it's just all downhill from there. Just watch.
Will you come play with me? Please. I don't want to be alone. We can play forever. And ever.
At number 5, we have a distorted version of the song Heathens by 21 Pilots. So, this song on its own has an ominous feeling, kind of emo vibes, if you will. Just great angst, you know? Adding a little extra distortion and pairing it with some creepy visuals just makes it, you know, masterpiece. The way this TikTok user, Phrasange, aka Space Mullet, great name by the way, made their spooky vid was by messing with their bloody hoodie at normal speed and then hitting that slow-mo at the drop and sprinkling in edits to go along with the like noise. So it ended up very dramatic, very TikTok, I feel. And yeah, TikTok is basically where drama kids can go find each other, and also where emo kids can go find each other. And yeah, thinking back, I was definitely both of those in high school. On to number 4, which is the screaming audio outside of a house. So, on a typical night in suburbia, it's pretty quiet in my experience. Maybe you'll hear the sounds of a few crickets, but this guy got more than expected. Outside of TJ Delaney's window, he kept hearing someone screaming, and he recorded it on TikTok, so that's why you can use it as audio. But boy, is it ominous. Like, we don't know where these screams are coming from. Is it something serious? Is it just someone complaining that they got pickles on their Big Mac when they didn't want pickles, so they're screaming in the middle of suburbia? It's possible. I just want to know what it is. So anyways, now others have used the audio too in other situations to make things sound spooky, and you can too. At number 3, we have Pennywise, Hello. Now this audio, you guessed it, is from the It franchise and definitely works when it comes to scare factor. I really like how this guy used it because A, he matched the hits of the sounds to the camera work, and B, the guy that comes running at him has just a killer costume. Did you get that? Killer costume? Puns? Seriously, it's just quality storytelling for a TikTok, I find, because it's the dropped keys, balloon, Pennywise, the chase, and then the end is a visual of Pennywise's face closer and a bit of a laugh. It has a beginning, middle, and an end for like a short medium. It's just like peak, you know? But yeah, this is a good example of how to use these audios and is another example of some good scary sound bites that TikTok has.
Hello.
And yeah, another one. Coming in at number 2 is I Know You Belong to Someone New. This one is stilted children singing in soft voices, and it gives off the effect of ghosts or something else like that in this one. It feels off, if you get that vibe, and it was used really well in this example. A girl is sitting in front of a mirror, and in her silhouetted reflection in the mirror, you can see the eyes like 2 lights. It kind of looks like the flash you see in an animal's eyes if you take a picture with flash. Then, in the video, the silhouette in the mirror gets up, but the girl stays seated. And now, this is one of the few TikToks that I feel avoids being too kitschy while trying to be scary. Because a lot on the platform tend to lean towards the cutesy or a bit too try-hard, but I love the spooky stuff and a mix of humor and scary. We love humor, but this one just does plain old scary right, and with the sound, it's just hits it right on the mark. But let's see our number 1. And it's at number 1 because how could we forget it? The iconic spooky scary audio, Spooky Scary Skeletons by Andrew Gold. And please, if you don't know this audio, where have you been? It was all over the internet over Halloween because at Minecrafter 2011 made a sick dance to do to the song. It became a hit dance craze that even I hopped onto because it's just such a feel-good dance. The song itself is by Andrew Gold and came out in 1996. The original version is actually quite a bit slower than the new one, but both are good in different ways. If you are looking to rave, hit that fast audio version, and if you want a little more haunting spookiness, then definitely do the original slow version. And well folks, those are the top 10 scary TikTok sounds, and What do you think? Are there songs or sounds that you have used that were really good for some extra scare factor? Let me know down below, and while you're down there, give us a like and subscribe and hit that bell for those notifications. And yeah, I've been your host Abby, and until next time, make some TikToks. I want to see them. Yeah.